A line can be like this also. Slope. This is a word which we are going to use a lot. It is also called as gradient. Slope or gradient of a line. What is it? So the trigonometric tangent of the angle that a line makes with the positive direction of the x-axis in anti-clockwise sense is called the slope or gradient of the line. That means if I make, say, this is an x-axis, this is a positive x-axis you have to take. Now these are the coordinate axes. Now let me just make a line, two different kind of lines. So this is one line. We start with the positive x-axis and move in the anti-clockwise direction and stop there when the line comes. The angle with the positive x direction, we take it on the anti-clockwise or you can say counter-clockwise direction. This angle, say, assume it is theta. So when we take the trigonometrical tangent, that is tan of this theta is called as the slope or a gradient. We represent it by m. Now let me make another line. There is one more line. We always start with the positive x goes up to that line. Always start with positive x, and this is, say, some angle phi. Now this line from the positive x-axis, we took counterclockwise direction, angle is phi. So now trigonometric tangent of this phi, tan phi, will be equal to, say, some m. Now let us call the previous one as m1, this is m2. So m and m is represented, the slope and gradient, by m. We generally in straight lines follow this tradition or customary, we represent it by m. Now we have some line parallel to y-axis, a line which is parallel to y-axis, and there can be a line which is parallel to x-axis also. So what is the angle here? A line which is parallel to y-axis. The angle is 90 degree. So tan 90 degree will be what? Tan 90 degree? Tan pi by 2, tan 90 or tan pi by 2. Now this is undefined. It is infinite. So we always try to take cot of this angle, right? Always remember, tan will be, tan 90 is undefined. So perpendicular to x-axis make an angle of 90 degree with x slope. So its slope is pi by 2. And when we talk about a line which is parallel to x-axis, the angle is nothing. Two parallel lines have no angle between them. So if a line is parallel to x-axis, a line which is parallel to x-axis, then tan of theta will be 0 here. There is no angle between two parallel lines. Tan 0 will be equal to 0 because tan 0 is 0. Okay. So the angle of inclination of a line with the positive direction of x-axis in anti-clockwise sense always lies between 0 and 180 degree. So let us take example like, say, 45 degree and 135 degree. 45, 10 will be what? And what will be 10, 45, 1. What about 10, 35? It will be minus 1. So the slope can also come in negative also. I'll take an example. This is an example of NCRT. So 150 degree, say 150 degree is the m. From x-axis, the counterclockwise direction, we have this as 150 degree. So we have to find out the slope. So we take slope 150 degree. You can always write it as minus cot 60 degree, right? You always know how to write this. We have done it in trigonometry. So that will be minus 1 by root 3. Minus 1 by root 3, this is the solution. And there is one more thing which needs to be highlighted here, that a slope, if it is positive, a slope is 0 or slope is negative. So when the slope is positive, that means m, which is tan theta, is greater than 0. That is, theta lies between 0 and 90 degree. Theta lies between 0 and 90 degree. Now theta will be an acute angle, that is 0 and 90 degree, it will be an acute angle. When the slope is 0, that is m equals tan theta, which is tan 0, so tan theta is 0, theta will be 0. So that means it's either the x-axis, either it is by itself x-axis, or this line is parallel to x-axis. It will be parallel to x-axis. Now if the slope is negative, say the slope is negative, when we say m, which is tan theta, should be less than 0. Slope is negative, m tan theta is less than 0. So theta lies between 90 degree and 180 degree. So theta lies between 90 degree and 180 degree. That is, theta is now an obtuse angle. It is an obtuse angle. Now if we extend this slope discussion, is the slope of a line in terms of coordinates of any 2 points on it. So if we have, say, coordinate axis and there is a line, and how to find this slope? We take a theta, take tan theta, and theta is the counterclockwise direction angle with respect to x-axis. Now if we have 2 points, say x1, y1, and this point is x2, y2. 2 points are there, x1, x2, and y1, y2. These are coordinates. And how to find out the slope of a line in terms of coordinate of any 2 points on it? So if we make just a triangle, you see this is a proper triangle. This angle will also be theta because of the parallel line characteristics. Then this will be y2 minus y1, this length. The base will be x2 minus x1. So we know that tan theta is perpendicular by base. If you take the tan theta, which is theta actual to actual theta, tan theta will be perpendicular by base. So it will be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus y1, which is eventually equal to y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2, because I can take minus common from y2 minus y1, minus common from x2 minus x1. Now what I'm trying to say, if you have a line, you have 2 coordinates, you have 2 coordinates x1, y1 and x2, y2, then the m, that is the tan theta, will be equal to the difference of ordinates and difference of abscissa. The ratio of this is the m, tan theta. Let us take an example. This is 3, 2, x1, x2 is 3, 2, and x2, y2 is minus 1, 5. So m will be what? y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So this will be 5 minus 2 by minus 1 minus 3. You can always do that. 2 minus 3 and 3 minus of minus 1 also you can do, because it remains same. It will not have any effect. So that is going to be minus 3 by 4. Now since this slope we know, now we can find out the angle between 2 lines. So the angle theta between 2 lines having slopes m1 and m2 is given by tan theta plus minus m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m1 m2. Let me show you how. See, we have 2 lines here on the coordinate axis. Now we have to find out the angle between these 2 lines which are intersecting. So we say the theta 1 is the angle of first line with respect to x-axis, and theta 2 is the angle with respect to x-axis. So we have m1 as theta 1, m2 as theta 2. Oh, sorry, m1 as tan theta 1 and m2 as tan theta 2. So if you want to find out theta, then tan theta, as I just said, will be equal to m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m1 m2. Remember, it will be plus minus. You have to take it in mod. The result will be plus and minus both. Result will be plus and minus both. Okay. So why this is? Because you have, when we prove this equation, it will be some angle. We will change it to pi minus theta, because tan pi minus theta is minus tan theta, and there has to be, the angle can be in any axis. That is why we have m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m1 m2. We have to put it in mod. That means the answer can be in plus and minus both. Plus and minus both. Okay. So let me give you 2 more conditions here. The conditions of parallelism of lines and condition of perpendicularity of two lines. So we have two lines, whether they are parallel or not. When we have two lines, are they perpendicular or not? Lines, are they parallel or are they perpendicular? Okay. So we know that the angle between two lines, if the slopes are given, is tan theta equals m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m1 m2. 1 plus m1 m2. This is the angle between two lines. Now what is the parallel? If two lines are parallel, that means tan theta, that is tan 0, equals 0. Tan 0, tan theta, tan 0 is 0. That is m2 minus m1 or m1 minus m2 equals 0. That means m1 equals to m2. So this is a condition when you can say condition of parallelism of a line is m1 equals m2. When two lines are parallel, their slopes are equal. When coming to perpendicular, so tan pi by 2 we don't take generally because tan by 2 is infinite. So we always take the cot. So cot theta will be what? Cot theta, because tan 90 is infinite, cot theta is 0. So cot theta is 0. So here this tan theta we will invert it. So tan theta tan pi by 2 is infinite. So tan theta is m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m1 m2. So what will be cot theta? What will be cot theta? Cot theta will be equal to 1 plus m1 m2 by m2 minus m1. This is always a good way to write it. So cot theta will be equal to, no, not this one. I have to invert it. So it will be 1 plus m1 m2 by m2 minus m1. 1 plus m1 m2 by m2 minus m1, and this equals 0. So the numerator shall be 0. 1 plus m1 m2 equals 0. That is m1 m2 equals minus 1. So this is the condition, that is when two lines are perpendicular, the product of their slopes is minus 1. If m is the slope of a line, then the slope of the perpendicular will be minus 1 by m. So let us take a question here. This is an NCERT question. Without using the Pythagoras theorem, show that A 4 4, B 3 5, and C minus 1 are the vertices of right angled triangle. So let us make a triangle, and you have A, B, C. Now A, B, C, one of the angle will be 90 degree. So triangle will be of some of this sort, this type. So we'll find out the slope of two lines. That is slope of say m1, say slope of AB. Either you can take y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, or you can take y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2. It doesn't matter. So we took 4 minus 5 by 4 minus 3. And this is going to be minus 1. It will be minus 1. Similarly, we can find out the slope of AC. Let us take slope of AC. So let us say that it is m2, the slope of AC. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 again, or you can take y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2. It's one and the same thing. So 4 minus of minus 1 by 4 minus of minus 1, and that is going to be 5 by 5, which eventually gives you 1. So what I am trying to suggest is m is basically y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. But if I take minus common from numerator and denominator, say I am taking minus from, this will be y1 minus y2. If I take minus from the denominator, it will be minus x1 minus x2, and discard this minus, it will be y minus y2 by x1 minus x2. So this remains same. It will not be any effect. Traditionally, we are taking y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, so there we are taking it. Now what is the slope here of AC? It is going to be 1. So m1 into m2, let us see what do we get. It will be 1 into minus 1. 1 into minus 1. And if it becomes minus 1, this shows that AB is perpendicular to AC. So minus 1, and it is angle CAB will be equal to pi by 2. Okay. So the given point of the vertices are right angle in nature. The next thing which comes, there are so many questions which are being asked